The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tony Chimmel, and welcome to Road Trip After Hours. Please welcome your hosts, Mac Davis and WWE Hall of Famer, Teddy Long. Holler! Holler, player.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with my co-host, WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
What's going on there, Mac D?
Hey, man, we've had some incredible storms in Georgia in the last week. I know every time I would talk to you, you would say, this lightning's really bad here right now. And it'd be sunshine here. But then a few hours later, I got slammed. And I mean, we got slammed hard last night. How about you? How'd you make out?
Well, we got a lot of rain. We didn't get too many bad winds and stuff. So we kind of, we slipped by. We dodged the bullet. But we've had some of it earlier today, and right now it's kind of cloudy out, but the rain has stopped. So with this weather here, we just don't know. Also, while we know we're getting started here, we also advertised earlier in the week that we was going to have my good friend and road buddy, Nick Patrick, referee here on the show. And Nick is in that area, too, right now where there's some storms. So Nick hasn't been able to hook up with us here, and just as soon as he can, if he hooks up with us, then we'll be talking to Nick Patrick. But right now, I think that storm has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, and for those who aren't aware, and those that are in Georgia, we hope that you're staying safe and things haven't gotten too bad for you. But Teddy, the wind that came through here yesterday, it damaged a lot of things, a lot of trees down and around here. It was just those straight line winds, man. When that storm first came in, they roll in so hard. All you can do is hang on and hope for the best. Some people, I think, actually thought they had tornadoes come through.
All right.
Let's talk about world champions. Now, we started this a couple weeks ago on the episodes because we were just trying to get an idea of who all Teddy has worked with, and I came across a list that were world champions, all of which Teddy has worked with at one time or another, whether as a manager, a general manager, or even a referee. He's worked with these individuals, and so now we're on page number 4 of, how many did I tell you, Teddy? 6. We have 6 total pages. We might get through page 4 today, and we'll just kind of do this off and on as we go throughout the next few weeks. So, Teddy, let's pick up right now. Kurt Angle.
Great guy. I had a chance to work with Kurt, and remember Kurt when he first come in. And Kurt, good story about Kurt. Kurt was associated with the owners of Ostrom. I guess you might have seen that sausage. It's like Slim Jim, but they think they name them Austrians or something. But Kurt knew the people that owned that, and Kurt used to bring me boxes of that, man, and that was some really good stuff. And it was great to eat at TV when you were trying to, stay on a good diet and eat good, So Kurt would always do that. He would have those. And, I just always enjoy working with Kurt. We did the angle with me, him, and Eddie Guerrero where they tore up my car. And I think Vince passed down the general manager spot from Kurt. So, just being with Kurt. Kurt's a hell of a nice guy.
Kurt always seemed like, when he kind of got more into the character role after his, really good wrestling days were kind of behind him because of injuries. He played that role so well. He was such a great comedian. And this is a guy that came from the Olympics. This was a sure enough professional athlete, a wrestler who has come into the business. And not only did he learn the business on how to do the business correctly and well, but he also found a way to participate as a character and come over as a great character for WWE.
Well, Kurt done real well, man. He done great for himself. And he was another guy that Vince liked. And, they always got along. I'd always see him and Vince joking around. And I know what it was. One time we was getting ready, and it was me, Vince, Kurt, and somebody else. We were standing out there, and Vince was showing Kurt the big fist that they had up for the SmackDown logo. Yeah. Okay. And so Vince was showing it to us, and so Vince and Kurt said, well, no, what Kurt said something to Vince. He said, no, it must have cost you a pretty penny, Vince. And Vince looked right back at him. He said, no, it cost you a pretty penny.
That was
So
massive.
we paid for that fist, okay?
Let me ask you, just curious, that fist, what was it made out of? Do you have any idea? Was it lightweight? Because it looked like it was heavy as hell.
I don't know. I just only time I saw it when it was hanging. I really never did pay much attention because I never did see it, before they ever put it up. When I always got there, it was already up.
I would imagine that still sits in the WWE warehouse somewhere. That fist is not being lost because I would imagine that's one of the keepers there. So
that's the start of SmackDown, man.
Yeah, and while we're talking about SmackDown, here's the next person that we have on the list that you worked with, The Rock.
Yeah, we had a great time. Had some good promos with him when I was managing Rodney Mack doing the White Boy Challenge and stuff. So yeah, Rock, he was great to work with too. And plus, I kind of knew him, before he got into that role when he was with Ron and Godfather and all of them in the Nation. And so Dwayne was just always a great guy. And the thing that really got me with him is I had a chance to get with my good friend Bruno, Harvey
Bruno.
Harvey. And Harvey was one of the guys that Rock went to when he was first breaking in. He stayed with Harvey, and Harvey kind of took care of him, you know what I mean, when he was, nobody. And Rock didn't forget that. And me and Harvey was talking, and Harvey told me Rock bought him a brand new F-150 truck. And plus, when they made the Rock movie, that he had Harvey to come in, and had Harvey was like one of the consultants on the movie because Harvey traveled with him and he could tell the movie people. And so he got pretty sure he got a nice payday for that. But that's, thinking about the person that helped you along the way. And a lot of guys, once they get up, they forget about they ever knew you. And I know some of them. I'm saying to you that I have a lot of respect for him, man, for that. He didn't forget the guy that took care of him.
Teddy, I'm sitting here thinking you've been in the ring with some of the biggest names in wrestling, including the ones we're going over with right now, who are world champions. But in the ring, when an entrance is made and the pop that everybody talks about, you've had to been there live for many of them. Which one do you think was the loudest you've ever heard?
For The Rock.
The Rock. I've always wondered because The Rock always seemed like it was just like the building really sounded like it explodes when he walks out. Stone Cold still had that as well when the glass broke too, though. Yeah,
that's what I was just going to say. There's got to be kind of a tie right there because when that glass broke, boy, and that music hit, they come alive too. So it's kind of a toss up there between Austin and The Rock.
I agree. All right, the next one on the list is Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, one of the smartest men in this business. I love him because he's real. He's real. He's going to tell you like it is. He ain't going to sugarcoat it. So, Chris, I just had a great opportunity to work with him.
All right. The next one on the list is one I'm curious about. Superstar Billy Graham.
Never had a chance to work with him. I met him, before he passed. I think he came somewhere at one of the TVs or something, but I did have a chance to speak to him, but I never worked with him.
He was always one of those early wrestlers before his time. The look and the style, I think he was ahead of his time. He actually influenced a lot of people after that, including people like Randy Savage and Jesse the Body Ventura, people like that. Even Scott Steiner. There's a little bit of superstar in him as well.
Yeah.
All right. The next one on here, Andre the Giant.
I met Andre the Giant when I was working in WCW when they had me doing backstage color commentary, and they had a big deal there. I forget what it was, but Andre came in and I had a chance to meet him back there. But that was like the first time I'd ever had a chance to meet Andre. I never, had a chance to work with him in the ring.
All right, we got a few more here, and then we got to take a break and come back with some emails real quick. The next one is Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase, I worked with him, I guess a little bit in WCW. I'm not sure. Me and Ted didn't really, I just don't remember working with Ted. I think when I got into WWE, when I did, start managing, Ted came back and did a few things there, but I never did do a whole lot of stuff with Ted. But Ted was a nice guy. In fact, I just saw him at the last deal we did at the Raw at the draft. Yeah. So, Ted was a great guy to work with. He was another guy that was always real. He didn't sugarcoat it. He'd tell you like it is, and that's what I like.
Yeah, the last time we saw Ted, we actually were at a convention, and we were flying out early in the morning, and he was on the same flight we were on. We're all sitting there about half asleep.
Yeah, that's from the St. Louis show.
Yes, that's right. The Hall of Fame in St. Louis. It sure was.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember. That's where me and him talked a little bit there, too. Yeah, the St. Louis show. Yeah.
Let's see. The next one on the list, Sergeant Slaughter.
I worked with Sergeant Slaughter before I ever got into WCW or any NWA anywhere. Sergeant Slaughter came to Atlanta. I can't remember, man. It's been many, many years ago. But anyway, he was booking like some indie shows or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, he booked this show in Atlanta. And it was at this place downtown, the Tabernacle, I think that's what the name of it. But anyway, they needed a referee, and somebody called me from somewhere because I've been messing with these indie guys here in Georgia, and so they called me, and I went down and worked that show with Sergeant Slaughter, and that was the first time I met Slaughter. And then just to go to show you, how God is good, that when I went to WWE and had that little problem and went back home, and then I heard that Sergeant Slaughter, Earl Hebner, and Michael Hayes were the three guys that brought my name up to Vince and told Vince what I could do. And that Sergeant Slaughter was one of those guys that got me back in WWE to make it and be where I am today. So thank you, Sarge.
Very cool. All right, we got time for one more name here on this list. We still got 2 more pages to go. But the last name for this week is one I know that everybody knows you've worked with. And but any stories, anything you can share would be great. The Undertaker.
Oh, yeah, man. Worked with Mark back in WCW when I was managing him. He was me, Mark Callis, and had a chance to work with him there. One time when Sid got hurt, he replaced Sid and became part of the Skyscrapers, him and Spivey, working with the Road Warriors. And he just couldn't be with a nicer guy. Undertaker's one of the nicest people you could meet. And like I said, he was also the locker room captain. If you had problems with people, Undertaker is one of the guys that you could go to and talk to and kind of, get things straightened out if people just picking on you, just messing with you for no reason. So, like I said, he always took care of me. I have great respect for him, man. I'm just happy to be been associated with him for so many, many years.
I think a lot of people know the story of Wrestler's Court and Undertaker and you and the Viagra and everything else. I'm curious, those days of Wrestler's Court, can that still exist in today's wrestling backstage? Is that still going?
Well, I guess it could. If the last time I was there, things were moving so fast. Yeah. I just don't think it's. Well, then again, I don't know because I'm not there all the time. But I think there's a place for Wrestler's Court because you could do it, just at any time. Don't take all day. You know what I mean? But that's just something that we did, and we had fun, and we made it real. They took me to Wrestler's Court for selling the guys Viagra. Okay, I made Young, God rest her soul. She was my lawyer. She lost my case because she couldn't say Viagra. She called it Niagara. So that's how I lost my case. So then I ended up having to buy beer and chicken for Bradshaw.
I'm sure the Undertaker was involved.
Oh my God! So I had to buy chicken and beer for about 2 weeks.
Oh God! By the way, Teddy, I don't think you realize this, but you inspire a lot of people. And I got an email that we're going to talk about in just a moment when we come back. Somebody has actually named their pet after you. And we'll find out what that pet is next on Road Trip After Hours.
Is National Baked Bean Month. Excuse me. Yes, a month in which we pay tribute to one of America's favorite, most healthful, and nutritious foods. I'm terribly sorry. As I was saying, good Lord, this is terribly embarrassing. I'm so... Whoa, doggy! I guess I'd better wrap this up quick. Basically, Jesus! Whoa! Oh, God! Oh, my God!
Baked beans. They're nature's way of saying, for God's sake, open a window. Sorry.
Bam! I'm a hot dog! Bam! I'm a hot dog! Bam! I'm a hot dog! Look at me! Look at me! Bam! I'm a hot dog! Bam! I'm a hot dog! Bam! I'm a hot dog! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! I'm a hot dog! Everybody party! I'm a hot dog!
I'm Ernest the Cat Miller, here to check out Mac Davis and the legend. Look at the legend himself, man, Teddy Long. Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. Somebody call my mama. What you say? Please call my mama.
Welcome back to Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with my co-host, WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long.
We
Teddy,
back up in here.
Yeah, brother, and it's time to check into the email, and we've got an unusual one today. Hang tight.
Letters, oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh, boy.
Mailman, mail today.
All right, Teddy, question number one. Quentin from Canada writes, you mentioned Kevin Sullivan was an influence in your wrestling career. Any good road stories?
Let's see. Yeah, God, it's so many with Kevin and I.
Oh, I'm sure.
Back in the day, brother, we was A to Z. Golly. Oh, I don't know. I think one time me and him, we landed in Greensboro, and some guy, oh, I know what it was now. Oh, we landed in Greensboro, North Carolina. So we get on the rental bus. Okay, so we're going to the rental-car place to get the rental-car. So I think some kind of way there, me and the guy that was driving the rental-car bus, we get into it some kind of way. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so the argument starts between me and him. So, and this is a black guy that I'm arguing with. So Kevin, he just, me and him was just close friends. As soon as he heard the argument, he gets right and jumps right in. Brother, don't you fucking talk to him like that, brother. And so then the owner of the manager of the rental car company comes. So he got on the bus. So he's trying to straighten it out. So Kevin looks, now this is really good right here. So the guy that got on the bus, that was the manager, he was a white guy. Yep. So now remember, I'm arguing with this black guy. Yep. So Kevin jumps in, and when the white guy, the manager jumps on the bus, Kevin tells him, looks right at him, brother, I want you to do something about this guy because he called my friend the N-word. And he didn't say the N-word, he said it. Yeah. And he said that right to the white guy that was managing, that was the guy's manager. So that what made it hilarious. Oh, I bet. God. Oh, brother, that white guy we set him up. He dove right into the black guy that was driving the bus. So me and Kevin, we just got off the bus. We dying laughing.
All right, let's see. A promoter, it's just promoter in Florida writes, how do we get you guys to pay a visit to one of our shows? Teddy, you want to tell him how you do that?
Well, that's all he has to do is look down at the bottom there, and you'll put something down there for him to contact you, and you'll get in touch with me, and we'll be happy to come out and pay him a visit.
And we do shows. I know people ask this quite often. They ask us a lot, but I don't get a lot of phone calls from people saying, hey, come on down. But those of you who are serious and really would like to have Teddy and I at one of your events, we'd love to be there. It's a lot of fun. We can do it as a pre-show to your actual wrestling matches. And you can even talk to Teddy about being on the wrestling matches as well. So there's a lot that can be done. All you have to do is just contact us. The information is down below, and you can find me anywhere on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere else as well.
And I think what we can do too, since people now, really asking us about that, then on every episode, every show we do, players, we're going to put it right at the bottom so you can see it. So we'll have that on every podcast show from now that we do for you people that want to contact us and want us to come out and make an appearance for you. You'll know exactly how to contact us.
Yeah. And we do have a limited schedule. So please, if you're serious, only people who are really serious, send us some information. We'd love to be out there and part of your event. All right. Let's see. Carolyn from Twitter writes, I was watching a video where Mark Henry picked you up to deliver the world's greatest slam, but you were saved by Booker T. What's the worst bump you have ever took?
Oh, God, I don't know. I think the worst bump I ever took is the time way back in the day. I remember I was working, I was refereeing, just had gotten WWF then. And Big Show grabbed me and threw me like 100 miles an hour, man, right out through the second row. I didn't even have a chance to hardly grab. I caught a little of it, but I didn't even have a chance to grab that second rope to break my fall. And it was so bad when I went back to Gorilla, I remember Vince telling me, he said, don't you ever let anybody grab you and like that again. And so that was pretty rough.
And you never did again, did you?
No.
Hey, any memories of that? I actually went back and watched the video, and Mark Henry picks you up like you're nothing. I mean, you're up in the air, and I can see you hanging on for dear life. And I'm thinking, what's going through your mind? I mean, because I know, but at the same time, you're not sure anything could happen at that moment.
I don't care nothing about that. You want to really know what I was saying to him when I was over his head? Yeah. I kept saying to him, Mark, you're gay. You're gay, Mark. I swear to God.
Oh, you're trying to get him to hurt you?
We were having, back then, the Attitude Era, brother, you had fun. You know what I mean? We took that move and but we kept it between ourselves. We had a lot of fun. Yep. And I know I could get Mark with that because when I look down at him, he's kind of smirking a little bit. You know what I mean? So he's got me over his head, and I'm like, I dare you, Mark. You're gay. You're gay. I swear, that's what I was whispering to him. That's the truth.
Let's see. Shaylin writes, okay. I named my cat after Teddy. See video. So let me bring this video. I'm going to try to see if you can see this video here, Teddy.
Teddy, what are you doing? Hanging out on the
Teddy, I told you they named their cat after you, brother.
Well, let me tell you something. These people must really know me because I am a leg man. You know, I love legs, okay? And to name that cat Teddy Longlegs, and I'll tell you, there's nothing wrong with me, y'all, but that cat does have nice legs.
We are out of time. I wish we had more time. There's so much more to get to, but the truth is we just run out of time. And they're going to cut us off if I don't stop talking here. I'm going to quit talking. Teddy, we're out. I'm Mac Davis. That's WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Longlegs Long. And I'm Mac Davis. Hell, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. We'll see you next week.
Hey, y'all holla. See you tomorrow night in Utica, New York at the Utica Center. Holla, players.